Hey everybody, I just want to shoot a quick video for you guys, for new owners, so you kind of know what you need to do to set up for each week. So I'm not going to really go over all the little small details in the game. This is just really quick to let you know what to look out for and what you might need to do each week as an owner. All right, so first thing, here's our home screen. This has a few big things for us to pay attention to. The couple of things that you can set here over on the left side sets their locked position. There, if you hover over them, you see the different ones that you can lock them into. If you clear locks, then they are going to be, they won't be locked into anything. And then you can lock them as a starter. So if they're a starter, they will start no matter what, as long as they can play, they will start. Then sometimes players will get injuries, but those injuries won't prevent them from playing. And these are what we call curable. There are permanent injuries and curable injuries. Permanent injuries, there's nothing you can do about them. There are some events that might allow you to get rid of an injury. A permanent injury, but in general they're permanent and you've got them all the time. So there's no reason to bench a player if they have a permanent injury. But if they have a curable injury, you may want to bench them because they can recover if they're on the bench. If they're playing, they will not recover from those injuries until they get some time off. So then you can set these as starter if healthy. So you are locking them in to start, but only if they're healthy. So you're locking them in as a starter. So if you have a guy like, for example, here, Bucka is 59, he would not be normally starting, but I've locked him in as a starter, and he will always start as long as he doesn't have a curable injury. And then you could do the opposite. You could say you want to bench somebody, and then if you bench them, then they will be benched and they will not come in unless you are out of players and you must play somebody. And then bench if injured, then that means say they are a really good player here like Mazusk, and you don't need to lock him in as starter. You don't want to lock him in as starter, but you can make it so that you will bench him if he becomes injured. So he'll get to rest if he injures. So the subtle differences, but you can set this for your players however you want to manage that. The next thing right here is battle position, and you can click on battle position, and the AI does a decent job of setting this up. It'll usually put your tanks in the front and your kind of midliners in your back will be all your ranged guys. So you don't really need to set this, but there may be situations where you have a character with a special ability and you want to try to see if you can manipulate a better way for them to use that ability. And so you may want to put them in a spot. So you can set players into given spots. If you set two players into the same spot, it'll just shift the player over. So you can actually set two players at the same spot, and if they're both in the game, it'll just slide one over in the same row. So there's a front, the middle, and the back, and you can kind of put them exactly where they are, and you can also clear that position. So those are the two really big things that you set. You decide if you want to lock in certain players as starters, and then the AI will kind of take care of the rest. Now, the big thing to keep in mind is for this league, we are going to be playing 2 weeks at a time. And so, setting these up is good because after a battle, some players will become exhausted and they will not be able to play in the next battle. And this has to do with their stamina and their power. So, there will be a lot more shifting of starters from week to week than, say, in something like Brutal Ball. So that is going to be something to sort of keep in mind. All right, the other big thing for you to set is to go to claim free agents. The way free agents works is a little different than in Brutal Ball. We do actually have free agents that you can claim, and you will be given a limited option. So there are more free agents out in the world, but each team gets each week free agents sort of say, hey, I'm willing to play for you. And so that changes each week. And so you can come take a look at this. And if you want to add a player as a potential free agent, you just click on that on the money symbol. It'll cost this much to claim them if you do get them, and it'll highlight in green, and there you have it. So so you can just click on a player and say you want to claim them. Now, just because you're claiming them doesn't mean you're going to get them. So this is the popularity they are with your faction, but this is their preference for which faction they want to play for. And so this is based on lots of factors. Too much for me to go over all the little factors, but this is going to change. So a couple of big ones is if you spend less money, this more like for most players, this is going to go up. And if you have high appeal, this is usually going to go higher. And there's all kinds of other personality things that are taken into account. So this guy right here, Desfar, is more likely to play for me than, say, Raised in here, right? And if you go to different teams, you will notice on different teams, you go to claim free agents, the players available are different, and the willingness to play for them is different. So right now, the Widows, maybe because of money spent, they are lower down on these claims, so they're not getting these claims. So this will change week by week. These claims, a lot of it has to do with all these other factors as well. Appeal, renown, and ire are things that will occur that will adjust that. But all you want to do, again, for new owners, go to claim free agents, click on any of the guys you want to claim, and then what happens is at the end of the week, those claims are processed. So even if you have a -2 here, Dribble really doesn't want to play for this team that much, if nobody else claims them, you'll get the claim. But if somebody else claims them, then this number is used as the tiebreaker if multiple people claim the same player. Now, you are limited in your numbers, so you can only have 25. Unlike Brutal Ball, you cannot go above that. You typically, it'll limit you, and so it'll force you to drop somebody, and you can drop players as well. Click up there and drop them, and then they'll go into the free agent pool. And so, you know, lots of different ways to manage that. So those are the things to set. Set your lock positions if you want to set any battle positions if you want to set any. And like you can see for me, I locked a few in. I didn't set any battle positions. And then I did not set up a claim free agent. I thought I had done that, but I guess I did not set up a claim for a free agent. Once you've done all those things, then your roster's ready to go. So how do you tell me? Well, all you have to do is hit copy roster code. So if you hit copy roster code, it puts a code into your Windows what do you call it? Your Windows clipboard. And then all you do is you hit copy roster code, you go into Discord where we have paste roster codes, and you just paste the code. And then I can copy that code. I can just hit copy that code. Then I just go in here on your roster screen and I hit paste code, and it pastes what you put in there. And so it's a way of telling me what settings you put. So that way we don't have to do all this stuff manually. I'm sure there'll be some minor bugs with this early on. It seems to be working pretty good. But you know, we'll figure this out as we go. So that's really the big thing I wanted to let you know. I guess one other thing to point out is that you can see here your gold, the number really doesn't matter. It's a relationship, so it's really about your rank. And so I have the fifth least amount. I have the fifth most gold, and so the higher your rank, the more money you have. And so you can see everybody has a different one. And this is based on how much we spent in the draft. So when we're drafting these players, each player has a different cost. And when each battle you play, the cost of the starters that you put in, the gladiators you put into the next fight, will be added to this. So if you play more expensive players, this will rise more. Whenever you claim a free agent, it adds to this number as well, just the one time that it's claimed. So you basically pay each player once per year, and then every time they play, you pay them again. And so that's sort of how the money system is used. At the end of the season, much like in Brutal Ball, there's a free agency, and how much money you spend is part of that. Also, in claiming free agents during the season, money is a part of that as well. And so So you'll get used to that as we go. And so I think that's the major stuff. Most other things you can see in tooltips and ask around. But I just want to make sure everybody kind of knows what they need to do, as an owner. If you don't set your stuff, that's fine. You'll just, the AI can take care of it for you. But if you want to set certain things, this is here. All right, well, that's all I have. Just want to do a quick video. Hope to see you guys in the league. Have fun.